OTAs are officially over for the Detroit Lions for 2025. And in today's video, we're going to be going over every single video that the Detroit Lions posted, either on the Twitter or YouTube account. I'm going to be reacting from their Twitter account. They posted about 8 videos. We're going to be reacting to every single one, going over every player that made a play and everything like that. And then we'll be giving my review on it as well. We'll also be talking about what Dan Campbell said in his press conference in terms of what players stood out. We also had one roster move since the last video I made. Very, very, very small roster move. A lot of people probably don't even know what happened. It happened a couple days ago. Wasn't even worth talking about, though. It's that small to make a separate video about it. But go ahead and talk about it in this video. But first, we're going to react to every single clip. I'll be trying to do them in order from when they first happened to the last clip that they posted. So I believe this is the first clip. Let's get straight into it. So hopefully YouTube doesn't copyright me. We'll see. Again, this is from Detroit Lions Twitter account. You got Hutchinson walking out. This was I think day 1 of OTAs. Great to see him back. You absolutely love it. David Montgomery showing out. Penei Sewell with that visor is looking absolutely incredible. You got Kirby Joseph, one of the best safeties in the league. And you got newcomer DJ Reed and Dane Jackson right there in the back. You got Jamison Williams. You got Hutchinson finally moving around a little bit. That's actually Rocky Sin with the interception. That's the first time I've seen him this training camp, or OTAs. You got Tim Patrick and Khalif Raymond. That was Laporte and Dane Jackson on the coverage. There is Jamison Williams, who's been looking the best in OTAs, in my opinion, from what I've seen. You got Dominic Lovett, who has also been very good in OTAs so far, but he's been very good this offseason with the Lions. Again, they got Jamison Williams. We'll rewatch it one more time and then move on to the next clip. Got Hutchinson. Let's just get forward here a little bit. But again, you got Kirby Joseph. But I want to pause it right here. You got DJ Reed and Dane Jackson. DJ Reed signed a 3-year, $48 million deal with the Detroit Lions this offseason. $32 million guaranteed. DJ Reed, I watched a lot of film of him this past week. I already knew this about DJ Reed, but what I got from rewatching it is if you want consistency, you're going to think Carlton Davis was the better cornerback, all right? But if you're going for overall talent and what guy is going to make a certain play and all that, more likely than not, it's going to be DJ Reed. DJ Reed has phenomenal – when DJ Reed is at his best – you might think he's the best cornerback in the NFL. You might legitimately think that. With Carlton Davis, when he's at his best, he's a very good cornerback, one of the better ones in the league. But you don't think he's the best cornerback in the league. DJ Reed, when he's at his best, is phenomenal. The problem is, I feel like DJ Reed, from when I was watching his film, has more bad games than Carlton Davis. And when he does have bad games, they're actually bad games. When Carlton Davis had bad games for the Lions, he really did not have a bad game for the Lions. There was one game, I think it was maybe against Indy or something like that, where he had a bad game. But he doesn't typically have horrible games, and at his worst, he's just below average. He's not horrible, in my opinion. When Carlton Davis has a bad game, obviously everybody has bad games, but when DJ Reed has a bad game, it's a bad game, compared to Carlton Davis. But DJ Reed, if you're going for overall talent, who's most likely going to make a play on the ball, and who's most likely going to just keep a guy locked in, he's going to lock down a receiver, DJ Reed is that guy. So, again, if you want consistency, you're going to think Carlton Davis is the better cornerback. If you're going to want overall talent, if you're going to want the chance to, he's either going to ball out and be one of the better cornerbacks in the league when he's at his best, but with the chance of him having more bad games than what usually Carlton Davis has, then whatever. But I absolutely love DJ Reed. Great to see him. He's apparently also, you see him on the thumbnail. The top 3 players from watching all the clips in this OTAs, my top 3 players, even though I know we haven't gotten... Actually, we'll save it till the end of the video. But I already spoiled it. Jamison Williams and DJ Reed are 2 of the 3. I'll go over the 3 in the end of the video. But DJ Reed's been balling out. Dane Jackson, good to see him in the back as well. You got Jamison Williams looking so fresh, man. Got Hutchinson finally moving. Again, that is Rocky Sin with the interception. When I first watched this clip, I did not know that was Rocky Sin. I was trying to figure out who 23 was, because 23 last year was Carlton Davis. I couldn't figure out who 23 was. I thought it was Gavin Holmes, but Gavin Holmes is no longer on the team anymore. He got released injured. And Gavin Holmes, I'm pretty sure, is 29. So 23 is actually Rocky Sin. I looked it up right before this video. 23 is Rocky Sin, so great to see Rocky Sin making plays because I had not seen him at all those OTAs besides that one clip. So good to see Rocky Sin because I don't think Rocky Sin's even had an interception in a couple of seasons now. I think he might have had one in 2023, but I know he didn't have one last year. So good to see Rocky Sin out there. Khalif Raymond. Khalif Raymond's also been looking really good this OTAs. He got Tim Patrick changes from number from 17 to 12. You got good old Laporta, Dane Jackson in coverage, Jamison Williams, just looking very good here. You got Dominic Lovett, man, looking really good. JMO again, looking really fresh. So there's the first clip. Again, this video is going to be typically long. It's probably going to be over 15 minutes. I'm going to give you a fair warning right now. I expected this video to be pretty long because I'm literally reacting to every single clip that the Lions posted. So if you don't want to just take breaks, because I'm telling you right now, not going to be a lot of content coming out within the next month since the Lions don't have mandatory minicamp, and then the next thing is training camp in the middle of July. So nothing really going on for the next month. So probably won't be many videos at all for the next month. So you can come back to this whenever you want, really. Now we're on to video number 2. I believe this is either day 2 of OTAs or day 3 of OTAs. Start off, you got Tim Patrick making a nice grab on, I don't know who this is. It wasn't a great camera angle. This is probably the best angle you could get. Tim Patrick, I don't know. Is that a 30? I think that's 30. I don't know who 30 is. That might be Eric Hallett. Um, yeah, I don't know who 30 is. That's either Eric Hallett or Stanley Thomas. That's not Oliver, though. Oliver has dreads or locks. I don't know who that is. I have no clue who 30 is. Oh, that's 38. That might be Oliver. I didn't see the locks in the back at first. There's Jamison Williams again, making plays. Patrick once again. Patrick looking big, man. He's a big body receiver, 6'5". That is Al-Qadim Muhammad. Muhammad changes number from 69 to 96. I really liked him wearing number 69. I don't know. It's kind of fun seeing 69 stack the quarterback, so it's a little bit unfortunate he changed his number to 96. But that's my guy. I support him regardless. Had a phenomenal year last year. Had to fill in for our injured defensive lineman. That in the background right here, I believe, is Miles Adams. Here you got Dominic Lovett again, looking really shifty. Number 10 in the back there, I have no clue who that was. I believe that was Malik Turner or Malik Taylor. There's Jamison Williams once again. And that is Dominic Lovett going up on, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was, I don't know, I think that's Eric Hallett. Man, I don't know number players in the 30s like that. That might have been the same player. That was either Eric Hallett, Stanley Thomas. However, this is Khalif Raymond on Rocky Sin going up for the ball. Shout out to Khalif Raymond. Number 42, I believe, is Abraham Boplin, who's no longer on the team anymore. Sam Laporta going up on Kirby Joseph, making nice plays. There was Stewart, number 15. And to end that clip, you have Jacoby Keeney James. Now, I'm going to tell you my top 3 players this offseason that are, in my opinion, going under the radar and that I'm rooting to make the Lions 53-man roster. And if they end up making the 53-man roster, could make a legitimate impact. Those players are Jacoby Keeney James. I'm a big Jacoby Keeney James guy. I put him on once I started watching his film. He's absolutely put me on. I absolutely love his film. Was on one of the worst college teams last year, if not the worst, with Massachusetts, and was the best player probably last year at Massachusetts. He was the only player for Massachusetts this draft to either get drafted or sign as a UDFA with the team. There's, a matter of fact, only 2 other players that even got a chance to sign with the team because they got workouts and they still didn't end up being signed. So Jacoby Keeney James, shout out to him. He's also a big body receiver. He's almost 6'3". I'm really rooting for Jacoby Keeney James, man. Really nice guy, too. I've watched some of his interviews. Really rooting for him. The second guy I'm really rooting for is UDFA from William and Mary last season, Nate Lynn. I'm really rooting for him. I can't remember how many preseason games he got played last year because he did end up getting hurt in the preseason. I think he got hurt in the Giants game, which was week 1 of the preseason last year. and he played most of that before he got hurt. He played about half or three-fourths of that game before he ended up being hurt. But he was pressuring the quarterback a good amount. He had a half a sack. He was looking really, really good in that game before he ended up getting hurt. He did miss all rest of the season with, I believe it was a torn Achilles or something like that, or torn ACL. Um, but he's looking really good. Reminded me a lot of Marcus Davenport. More of a power defensive end, but has a little bit of finesse in there to get around an offensive tackle or even an offensive guard if he's lining up the middle, which I feel like Nate Lynn could. I mean, it's more Marcus Davenport. Marcus Davenport's bigger than Nate Lynn. I think Nate Lynn's only like 6'3", 260. I think Nate Lynn might be 270. Nate Lynn's pretty big. But Nate Lynn, really rooting for him. And the third guy, if you've been watching my videos now for about a year, you could probably already guess it. UDFA safety / cornerback, more of a safety though, from Fresno State last year, Maurice Norris. Really rooting for my guy. Morris Norris is what I've been calling him for the last year, but I finally know his name is Maurice Norris. But I'm really rooting for him. I love when we picked him up last season. He was absolutely phenomenal. I really liked his film. Thought he did a good job filling in for Fatu Malafanu in the divisional round last year, even though he didn't play a whole lot. Thought he filled in well, though. Good special team. I'm really rooting for him. All right, now we'll move on to clip number 3. Like I said, this video is going to be extremely, extremely long. I'm sorry about that. We're just going to watch these clips one time instead of 2 times so we can get this by quick. You also had this clip of Jared Goff and Sam Laporta hooking up on this one play. It was really satisfying, to say the least. So we'll just watch it one time here. But Jared Goff, that is Mason Miller and Colby Sorsdahl in the background there. You got Jared Goff airing it out with a great spiral. And he's going to connect with, if it could go any faster, should have put this in 1.25 speed. And he's going to connect with Sam Laporta over Kirby Joseph. Now, this is the clip we just saw, but it's a different angle. And it's very satisfying, to say the least. So there's that. I just want to show that in there as well, so that way I could show every single clip, and that way nobody's in the comments saying, well, you didn't show this clip, so just wanted to make sure that I got that in there as well. And then this was the clip that they posted, the Lions posted, of the week 1 of OTAs. It's about 58 seconds here. You got Jamison Williams flexing again there. That is, I believe that was Mitchell Agude. That was Grant Stewart, number 15. Got Jared Goff, who's going to have a baby, most likely before training camp starts. So shout out to Jared Goff. I believe that was Michael Neese hiking the football with to Hendon Hooker. That was Deron Gilbert. Then you got, I believe that's Nate Lynn. Then you got 29. That is Avonte Maddox. Excuse me, 29 is Avonte Maddox. I don't know why I thought 29 was Gavin Holmes. I think Gavin Holmes is 28. I think I got it mixed up by one number. You got Sam Laporta. Craig Rounds is also looking very good this OTAs. You got Derek Barnes. The Lions just extended him this offseason. There you got Hutch and Decker. Reynolds again. Goff. Jared Goff reading the defense. You got Derek Barnes once again. There's Jacoby Keenan James again, my guy. Going up on, I believe that is Maurice Norris, I believe. There you got Roy Lopez. Jamison Williams. And you got Tim Patrick again. I already saw that clip. DJ Reed with a phenomenal interception. Insane interception. Don't know how he was able to pick that up. Number 9 in the background was Ennis Rakestraw. There you got Dominic Levitt going up on, I don't know who that was. Then you got Jahmyr Gibbs with Anthony Pittman trying to chase him down. Couldn't get him, though. Kirby Joseph as well trying to get him. Could not get him. So there was that clip. I don't know what cornerback that was. It's probably either Gavin Holmes, Stanley Thomas Oliver, or Eric Howell, because those are the 3 guys. I don't know what numbers they are, apparently. I thought Stanley Thomas Oliver was 38. But I didn't see 38 in any of those, so maybe that was not Stanley Thomas Oliver. I'm assuming that was either probably Gavin Holmes or Eric Howlett. I think Eric Howlett might be like 32 or 33. So most likely it was Gavin Holmes. I actually had no clue what number Gavin Holmes was. It might have been 25, but I can't really remember. Now you got a very short clip here, but I wanted to show it. It was a phenomenal clip, one of my favorite clips from OTAs. You got Jamison Williams going on a route here on Ennis Rakestraw. James Williams gets a great get off. Rakestraw can't catch up. goes down and gets the pass. Goff a little bit, I don't know what you want to call it, overthrew it slightly, but it was pretty much dropped in the bucket. Jameson Williams just kind of fell down, most likely, or more than Goff overthrowing it. But Rakestraw actually, according to Dan Campbell, been looking very good this OTA. The clips that we have seen from the Detroit Lions, though, have not shown good clips of Rakestraw, but according to Dan Campbell, Rakestraw has looked very good throughout OTAs. So that is good to hear because he's a former second-round pick last year out of Missouri. He's actually projected to be like a early second. Even some people had him going in the late first last season in the NFL draft, mock drafts. And we got him in the late second. So shout out to Rakestraw, man. We really need him to produce this year. That way we don't feel like he ended up being a wasted pick. So shout out to Jameson Williams and shout out to Ennis Rakestraw as well. Again, Jameson Williams looking phenomenal. Phenomenal. This OTAs. Then we got another one here. This is about a 30-second clip. I think we only have one or two more after this. So it's probably only going to be about a 20-minute video. So I thought it was going to be a little bit longer than that. So that's good. And I got Jahmyr Gibbs looking really, really fresh. Look at them legs moving. You got Hutchinson here. Falls down a little bit, but decent rep. There's Ahmed Hassanen. Ahmed Hassan. What a rep here. I got to re-show this one. Look at them feet, man. Ahmed Hassanen is 272 pounds. Moving that quick. That when I watched Ahmed Hassanen at the combine, this is what he reminded me of. Exactly what that rep just showed at OTAs is exactly what he did at the combine, man. Was extremely versatile for being 272 pounds. Was extremely versatile at the combine when he was running his 40-yard, when he was running his 40, when he was doing all the drills and everything. He was extremely, extremely quick. 3-code drill, especially. He was really, really quick. So great to see him. There's Jahmyr Gibbs once again. There is, again, J-Mo going past Rakestraw on the same clip that we just showed you. There is Khalif Raymond. Raymond's looking really good as well. This OTAs looks really fresh coming back from that injury that he suffered mid-season last year. He did return, but looking better recovering from that. I got to pause this here, then this next clip. In the back, that is Rocky Sin once again. There is Dominic Lovett. Dominic Lovett is also a guy I'm really rooting for. The Lions wide receiver corps is elite. It's going to be elite. It's funny to me because the Lions were not in a good position when it comes to the receiving corps at this point last season. We did not have Tim Patrick yet on the team. We did not have Allen Robinson on the team yet. We were in a very bad position when it came to the receiver corps last year. If you remember at this point in OTAs last season, our wide receiver 3 was Darius Fountain / Antoine Green, both whom are not on the team anymore. And Darius Fountain being a former 6th-round pick who never turned into anything, and Antoine Green being a former 7th-round pick who's been hurt and not turned into anything. I'm rooting for the both of them, but they're still currently both free agents and no longer on the team. So, just to put that in perspective, now your wide receiver core room is probably the best in the league with St. Brown, who's a top 4, top 3 wide receiver in the league, is wide receiver 1. Jameis Williams, who's a top 3, number 2 wide receiver in the NFL. Tim Patrick, who's arguably the best wide receiver 3 in football. Isaac Tesla, who I think is going to be a great wide receiver 4. Khalif Raymond, most likely by far the best wide receiver 5 in football. Dominic Lovett is wide receiver 6, and then practice squad / wide receiver 6/7s, and Jacoby Keenan-James, Jackson Meeks, Ronnie Bell, even Tom Kennedy you can throw in there. It's really, really good. Even throw Malik Taylor in there. So, really, really good receiving corps for the Lions. I've never seen it this good. I thought our 2019-2020 receiving corps was good. We had Danny Amendola, Mohamed Sanu, Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, even Jamal Agnew. But compared to this, not even close. But Dominic Lovett going up for that. Dominic Lovett's only like 5'11", I believe, too, so that's a nice play hit there. Tom Kennedy going up on Lawrence Strickland catching the ball. There's Sam Laporta once again with J-Mo right there. Craig Reynolds looking very bulky, so shout out to Craig Reynolds. Craig Reynolds, again, I'm really rooting for Craig. I don't know why. I'm skeptical of him making the 53-man roster last year once we drafted Sione Vaki, but Craig Reynolds, man, he's so reliable. He can step in as running back, too, if either Monty or Gibbs gets hurt and do a good job at doing it. He had a very good year last year filling in for Monty at the end of the season. And even at the beginning of the season when he had to fill in a little bit for Gibbs, because Gibbs, I believe, missed week 2 he missed one of those games. I believe it was week 2 against the Bucs he missed last season with an injury, and he filled in pretty well for him as well. So shout out to Craig Reynolds. We got one more clip, I believe, here. And it should be 2 more clips. We have 2 more clips. And then we'll wrap this video up. This is probably my favorite, overall clip that the Lions posted through OTAs, though. You got Jared Goff throwing the ball here to Jameer Gibbs for the touchdown. You got Jacoby Keeney-James going up on number 29, Avonte Maddox. You got Hendon Hooker here. I believe he was looking for Kyle Robichaud. Kyle Robichaud's right there, the UDFA running back. But ends up connecting with, I believe that's Dominic Lovett. Um, you got Jameer Gibbs there catching another touchdown. Raymond catching a little touchdown right there. Hutch again running a little rep. You got Jamison Williams with a really nice cut right there. Obviously it was in slow-mo, but that was a really nice cut. And catching the touchdown here as well. Jameis looking so good. I mean, you remember when we drafted Jamison Williams too? He was so skinny, such a small receiver. He is bulked up so much. I mean, he's still a small receiver, but he is, when it comes to weight, he's 6'2", but Jamison Williams, he is bulked up so much when it comes to strength. It's insane. You watch his 2022 film when we drafted him, which wasn't a whole lot he played, but you watch his 2022 film, even his Alabama film from 2021, he was so skinny. You look at him now compared to that time, it's insane how much he's bulked up. So again, shout out to Jamison Williams, man. You got Khalif Raymond here again. This is also in slow-mo. I don't know why they put these two clips in slow-mo. Tom Kennedy going up there in the background making the catch, and then you got Khalif Raymond once again walking in for the touchdown. So shout out. I wonder if also Tom Kennedy, if he's going to make the team this year. He's not going to make the 53-man unless if an injury pops up or something like that. I'd be shocked if he made the 53-man this year. But practice squad will be interesting because I'm assuming Dominic Lovett will be wide receiver 6, or at least he's the headliner right now to be wide receiver 6. And then your two wide receivers on the practice squad for sure, in my opinion, right now will be Jackson Meeks and Jacoby Keeney-James. And then you usually keep 3. So what would the third guy be? Ronnie Bell? Tom Kennedy, even Malik Taylor you can throw in there, but probably it would be between Ronnie Bell or Tom Kennedy. I mean, maybe they keep 4, but I don't know. Tom Kennedy's also on the older side now. He's 29, so I don't know, man. I'm a big Tom Kennedy guy, but you know what he's a wide receiver 5 at best. He's never going to be like a wide receiver 3 or 4. Like I think a guy like Jacoby Keeney-James, even Jackson Meeks, even potentially Ronnie Bell. I think Ronnie Bell's probably a wide receiver 5 at best as well, but Ronnie Bell's younger than Tom Kennedy. But I could still see at some point in their careers Jacoby Keeney-James or Jackson Meeks becoming wide receiver 3 or 4 from the film I've watched in college. I think they have a lot of potential. Now we'll go on to the last clip here, and then we'll wrap this video up. It is a longer clip, 1 minute 30-second clip, so that's not my fault. I'm sorry about that. Forgot to turn off my camera here. You got Tate Ratledge with his absolute mullet here, just going with it back. You got Jameer Gibbs, Dan Campbell Goff. You got Hutchinson again with the helmet. It looks like he's got a different helmet on this year. I kind of like it. Got Craig Reynolds there. Jameer Gibbs looking fresh. Absolutely love Jameer Gibbs' number change, by the way. I didn't know how I felt about it first, but I absolutely love it now. You got Dane Jackson there. I don't know who that was next to him. There's my guy, Nate Lynn. Looking very fresh. That is Kyle Robichaud right there. Looking very good. One of the top UDFA running backs who was available. You got Ahmed Hassan. I don't know who that was next to him. Isaac Uncle was in the background there, though. There's the same catch again. They absolutely love that clip. You got Jack Fox punting it away. There is, who was that? I know we got Luke Deal. I forgot who that was. Zach Horton, I think is who that was. I want to make sure that was it. I know it's 40. 40 last year's Parker Hess, but I think 40, Parker Hess is no longer on the team. I think 40 is Zach Horton, tight end / fullback. I believe it. Yeah, it was Zach Horton. Yep. I don't know who that was. You got Hutchinson there with an actual rep going against Jamarco Jones. Now you got Craig Reynolds. Go under that little bar right there. There you got number 8. Oh, is that what Kyle Allen is wearing? I didn't know that. Kyle Allen's wearing number 8. I thought that was Nate Sudfeld originally. I don't know why. They got Jacoby Keeney-James making a nice catch as well. Then you got Kelvin Shepard, my guy. I think Kelvin Shepard's going to be an amazing defensive coordinator. I think he's going to be better than Aaron Glenn. Big fan of him. There you got Derek Barnes and Ahmed Hassanen. Derek Barnes in the clip before. Then you got Jameer Gibbs. And I believe that is it. So that is all the clips from OTAs. Now we're going to be going over the couple of posts here real quick, and then we'll wrap the video up. So just going to literally run through these last couple of posts, though, because I don't want to make this video over 30 minutes. So we have to run through these last couple of posts. But this was the small roster move that the Lions did make. A couple of days ago. Like, it was insanely small, though I'm assuming you guys haven't even saw this. Lions Devad Wilson reverted to injured reserve from waived injured, so he is now put on injured reserve, which means he will miss all of the 2025 NFL season. But the Lions will have first priority, I believe, next season to either bring him back on an exclusive rights deal, or he's already under contract next year, since they're bringing him back to injured reserve. I forget how that works. They did that last year with Nate Lynn and Antoine Green. They were both under contract by doing this. But Antoine Green and Nate Lynn were still on the rookie deals. So I don't know how this works. I'm assuming Devad Wilson will still be a free agent next year, but the Lions will have first priority since he'll be an exclusive rights free agent. But I'm not 100% sure on that. If you know that, leave it in the comments down below. But again, I believe he'll be an exclusive rights is what that means next year. But he is out for the 2025 NFL season. But he is still now technically back with the Detroit Lions. But the Detroit Lions now get an extra roster spots. So the Detroit Lions, I believe, now have 2 roster spots open. Once Frank Ragnow, his retirement becomes official. And this was the last thing as well I wanted to go over. I mean, it's not really any Lions news, but Aaron Rodgers has officially signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Lions play Pittsburgh, and I believe, what was it, week 16 or week 17 of the NFL season in Detroit. So hopefully Kirby Joseph can get some more picks on Rodgers to send him back into retirement. But yeah, can't believe he's going to the Steelers. I mean, I honestly thought he was going to retire. He does this every single year, though. Either when he's with the team, acts like he wants to be traded or released, or if he's a free agent, he takes forever to sign. This is the player Rodgers is. I don't even know what might be the weirdest, cockiest, just most. I don't even know how to describe him player I've ever seen. But Rodgers heads to the Steelers, and I believe that is all the NFL news from the last time that happened from the last time that I made a video. Oh yes, this was not very big in my opinion, but I want to talk about this. So St. Brown said he underwent surgery on his knee after the season, but expects to be waiting for training camp, according to Eric Woodyard. So that was unexpected, but that's why we did not see St. Brown in any of the OTA clip videos. So that was good, at least for the reason that we did not see him in the OTA videos. Can't speak right now. And then a few players that stood out according to Dan Campbell throughout OTAs was Jamison Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Sam Laporta, DJ Reed, Ennis Rakestraw, and Avonte Maddox, who will be safety for the Detroit Lions. Safety 3, most likely, for the Detroit Lions this upcoming season. Again, I saw a lot from Jamison Williams and Jahmyr Gibbs. They looked really, really good. I thought DJ Reed looked good. Rakestraw, we didn't really see any clips of him doing anything, but hopefully that means he's developing pretty well. Avonte Maddox, didn't really see any clips of him doing anything either, but hopefully he's doing good moving to safety. And Sam Laporta made a couple plays as well, so I can understand that. And then this was the last thing more posts than I thought. Dan Campbell also said when it comes to potentially guys on the interior who can be center for the Detroit Lions this upcoming season, he mentioned Kingsley Ekukan, my guy. I mean, I'm really rooting for him to make the team, and I think he will make the team this upcoming season, Kingsley Ekukan, but is potentially a center for the Detroit Lions, like a starting center for the Detroit Lions next season. So that's really, really interesting. Campbell also said any talks about Ragnow's contract was disrespectful. It was never about that. I kind of expected that once Frank Ragnow retired. So that's good to know, at least. And Dan Campbell also said the team knew Frank Ragnow was contemplating his retirement for a while. He said, whenever you know it's your time, it's the right time. I respect the hell out of him for his decision. So, again, Frank Ragnow, there's that. And then the last thing, I'm going to go over it within like 20 seconds because I got to keep this under 30 minutes. Dan Campbell says the Lions probably will not have Malcolm Rodriguez until November. It's a little bit unfortunate. Kind of expected that. I kind of expected him more to return late October, mid-October, not November, but that is a little bit unfortunate. That does make sense. Why the Lions signed Zach Cunningham, and I would not rule out them potentially adding another linebacker at some point during the offseason. So, one pride, go Lions. That is I don't know when I'll get another video out there. I'll probably have a couple videos come out within the next month, but probably won't be a whole lot unless some Lions news happens. But yeah, we get a break now for about a month. It's gonna be a really long time, but sooner the season is right around the corner. One pride, go Lions. Man, this was a long video. I'm sorry about